What we're looking at here is a small leak. Okay, maybe it's not that small. Here it's going into a parking lot and looks like it's stopping about here somewhere. That looks like a lot of water. It's coming out of these holes. Is this a big deal? Well, it is if this is algae and you could slip on it. If this is water's leaking on a walkway, a high traffic walkway, this could be a bigger problem. If it's in a walkway where only one person a year walks through it, might not be as big of a deal. But you can see right here, this is probably algae. If it isn't, it might be something else creating a slippery surface. And here you can see it doesn't look like there's like it's as big of a problem. I wouldn't mind walking through something like this, but I see something like this, I'm going around it. That is for sure. Looks like it's coming out of this hole. Here we have a planter, and then we have a fence. First thing I would want to do if I seen a planter without any plants in it. If I don't see any plants, this tells me that it does not need to get watered, probably isn't getting watered, but this doesn't mean that there isn't a pipe in here that a sprinkler system, or maybe someone didn't turn the sprinkler system off, or it goes to something else. But this is we got a wall here for a planter, and then we have another wall. I went on the other side of the wall, directly on the other side of the wall, and there is a waterfall running into a pool. This was my first clue that the problem is probably over here and not over here. So the waterfall probably has a leak in the waterproofing somewhere, or a pipe that is leaking or damaged that would need to be repaired. But this would be your first clue. Now, for something like this, if it's at your home, you could actually just do the first thing, and that would be to actually just turn the pump off. Stop the waterfall, something like that. And if you have a diverter valve where you can actually just redivert the water into the pool and not through the waterfall, then obviously that would be good to do until you fix it. So the moral to the story is, if you have water leaking from a wall, wouldn't be a bad idea to actually look on the other side of the wall first. And this would also include a wall to a home. If this was an exterior wall in your home and you have water like this leaking out, first thing I would do is go on the inside, go on the other side of the exterior wall and start looking for water damage. And if you don't find any water damage, then on the inside, wouldn't be a bad idea to shut the water off to the property at the water meter. And call somebody or start looking for the problem. Some of these problems are not going to be easy to fix. Obviously, if I look at something like this and then go on the other side of the wall and I find this would be a dead giveaway. However, this is not a guarantee. This is not a guarantee that this is where all the water is coming from, even though it's a high probability that it is. So you might need to do a little bit more forensics to figure out what the problem is. I mean, if you shut the pool off and you stop the waterfall, and 2 days later you still have water here, then that would probably tell you that it's not the waterfall. But I'm still willing to guess that that is the culprit. So anyway, enough said. If you have water on your property anywhere that is not normal, or in a walkway or an area where you're getting a lot of traffic, you can end up with a lawsuit. You could end up with an injury, and that isn't what we want. So fix something like this as soon as possible.